for the 450 NGOs that are registered with COP15.
Okay.
That is their base.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Sven, what's going to be the headquarters?
The Vartov Center. And so that's, if you need to touch base with any of the NGOs that are registered, that's where they're going to be located. Away from the hubbub of the Bella Center.
Yeah. I think the Bella Center is just going to be madness.
And
Probably.
what do you know about the protests?
Oh, I know so much. I love them. I love them. They're my people. There's a one day they're going to try to shut down all the harbors. One day they, and I know all the dates, but I don't know them off the top of my head. There's one day that there's going to be this bike block, which is going to be really amazing. They started building it in, where did they start building it? Not Berlin. Somewhere that they're bringing it here. They've built like half of it somewhere else, and they're bringing the rest here. And they're basically welding together 1,000 bikes, and they're building some sort of mass transit bike anarchy global love human powered contraption, and they're going to ride it down the street, and it's going to be
ride it down the street.
I'm not even entirely sure what's happening.
fascinating.
It's probably going to be amazing, whatever it is, because it's just going to be this massive thing that's going to block the streets. They did it. They essentially did what was sort of a trial run for some of the protests last month. And they tried to shut down a coal plant here, and
I remember reading. We read about that in the States.
they got in,
Yeah.
and then they didn't shut it down, which was the whole idea. But
Yeah.
they still got in.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna try to do something like that again. And then there's one other thing and then like there's one day that sort of all of the groups are just gonna try to flood the center and try to get in. So everyone keeps talking about, Seattle #2 and
So when you say they, who is they?
they is let's see, CJA, Climate Justice Action. The bike block people are most of these people from the UK. They're not from here, or they're all scattered all over.
I think I heard that bike was being welded in Birmingham,
That might be it.
Birmingham?
Yeah.
Birmingham, where?
England.
England.
And then they're gonna, I still don't know how they're getting here. They may be driving it over, I guess. So, yeah.
Fascinating.
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff I haven't heard about.
Yeah.
Will you be covering that for?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be there, but I can't. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to protest when you're an immigrant, because if I'm arrested, I can be deported. There's no barrier between the two anymore. They passed this like 2 weeks ago, which is fine. I mean, I have stuff to write, so I'm not gonna be, running around throwing stuff or protesting or whatever. But I can't. Like, you can't even protest if you're part of like a labor union. Like if I were in a labor union here and we went on strike for whatever reason, I can't do it. I can't be a part of it, because if the police in any way hassle me and I have any kind of record, then I'm set up to be deported. They really don't like immigrants.
Well, then let other people do it.
Exactly. So.
And they will.
Exactly. So I'll just write about it.
Exactly.
So, there, may always be a few people sleeping on my floor.
Right.
Maybe not. So. There's people that need to get off the grid, then,
Well, it should be fascinating.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty amazing.
I hope so. We'll see what happens. It's so hard to imagine now. Everything is so peaceful, and it seems such a laid back, kind of relaxed and congenial city.
Yeah.
So it'll be fascinating to watch it become charged with energy. And
I think it'll be nice to kind of shake up the Danes a little bit.
well, what I do love too, though, and I'm sure it's good to shake folks up, but I also love the fact that they're really proud that this is happening. This, like the other side of it.
Absolutely.
It's really an opportunity to show the world Copenhagen.
Very much so. And they're very committed to
climate change.
Well, and even, I think that their reputation is a little greater than the action at this point, but I think that they're realizing this is a time that we need to then, if we're really going to mirror to the world, then we actually need to do it.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I think that's right.
There's a really nice, nice. I mean, it's not as if he's my friend, but there are different mayors. There's not just one mayor of Copenhagen. There are many, and the technology and climate mayor is fabulous. I mean, he's so, let's get all the police cars running electric and let's do all these things. And he's like, it's important that we do it here, but then we also need to start expanding into the rest of Denmark. Like, we can't just say, okay, the city's doing well. This can be a larger project.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's going to catch on. I mean, my sense is that, the Danish, as you said, are going to be very proud of the role they've played in holding these talks and are going to want to go deeper with their commitment, so it's not just a superficial commitment. And they already get, 26% of their energy comes from windmills, I think? From wind energy.
And like 40% of people in Copenhagen commute on bike.
And 40% of the people commute on bikes. That's
If
extraordinary.
If you're out early in the morning tomorrow, you will be amazed. I mean, you'll see that. I mean, the people. I mean, like, get out of the way. Like, the bike lanes are scary. Like, I don't drive here. I bike here, and I don't bike downtown.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight with that.
Yeah.
They're getting there. And people texting and eating and not holding on. I mean, they're so good at it. I can't even stand it. I'm watching and I'm like, I can let go of my handlebars for maybe 3 seconds,
Really
and there's people, I mean, I've seen a guy who has, like, he plays what is it, like an oboe or something? It's like the biggest instrument I've ever seen strapped on a human being, and he rides his bike with no hands, with this thing on, and is, like, eating a sandwich when he rides down the street. I mean, I've seen him multiple times, and I'm like,
how did
this happen? Like, your evolutionary process as a person is amazing. It's just totally extraordinary.
That's great.
So.
That's fascinating. Yeah, we've noticed the bike culture, and it is incredible. It's very impressive.
Well, and my partner doesn't have a driver's license. He just never learned.
Yeah.
Which is kind of freaky when we're in the U.S. because I'm like, okay, I have to drive us everywhere. Like, what if I get sick? Like, what if we're on the road somewhere? Like, you need to learn how to drive. Like, we got to work this out. He's like, well, I'm kind of afraid. I'm like, that's fine. I was a little afraid on my bike, but we're doing okay now, so.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it just never occurred to him. Why would he? He doesn't need it.
Yeah, no. It would be lovely if none of us needed it.